Overfest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diz Idiots. We're the idiots, so you don't have to be. We like talking about Disney, Universal, and other assorted things and shit. Who knows?
Like Deadpool 3?
Hey,
With
that is
Hugh
Disney
Jackman?
related.
No. It's not just Deadpool 3. It's Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman.
I called it. I called it.
I think everybody called it. My favorite thing is an acquaintance of ours feeling the need to comment on my post. Oh, I hope it's real. I'm like, it's too bizarre of a time for Ryan to just slam a joke out there like that.
Yeah.
I can see why people thought, like, listen, it looked like just some kind of funny thing. And then at the end, I was like, oh, this is something serious now.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been more disappointed for a date reveal. Because I sat there and I went, ooh, that's next year. Oh, no, it's not. That's 2 years.
I mean, who cares about the date reveal? It's more so just like it's official that Hugh Jackman is in this movie as Wolverine.
You would think it would be something coming next year.
Right,
type
yeah.
thing. That's why. I know what you mean, but since Hugh's been busy for the last year.
Well, we know why he's leaving. Why Music Man's closing.
No.
No, we know why he's leaving when his contract was up.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to find a replacement because there were no replacement can match the money that Hugh Jackman made.
That's the problem with having a A-list celebrity.
It doesn't matter. They made money hand over fist.
How funny would it be if in Deadpool 3, the movie's about like Ryan Reynolds trying to create the perfect Deadpool movie, and he goes to see the Music Man to recruit Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine?
I'm not feeling that. Bruce might like it.
I don't hate the idea.
Because it's like that one scene. What was that movie with the cameo with him in Camelot, the musical? What movie was that?
I forget what I know the movie you're talking about. I forget what movie it was.
Like something like some sort of that scene there. And it's like, I'll pass. Like it's not Hugh Jackman. It's like
I think it would be easier. I think it'd be easier to have a outside shot at the stage door than now doing the Music Man. Now you have other things involved.
They're met at a random stage door. It's implied.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think you could have an implication. Actually, I'd like the idea. I just don't. That's something that would be hard to pull off. Because I'm not saying it's impossible, but one, you have to keep everyone's mouth shut.
Right.
That ain't happening.
Yeah.
Only one of them's mouth is sewn shut.
In that tag in the little.
Yeah. But also, there's a limit to the amount of fourth wall breaks
I think
that can happen, and that's too big of a break.
I think you'll have people who would get it, but not enough.
And people would be sitting there going, why the fuck is Logan in a musical?
Right.
Because
there's ways of incorporating it in. I think it'd be better if he made a reference to You Got Trouble, Six Trombones. I think it'd be great if he made a reference to that.
I liked you better when your mouth was sewn shut.
Yeah. So all sorts of things they can do, but we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited. Just like I am getting excited for my Disney trip.
As you should.
When are you going down?
We're driving down. Our first hotel stay is November 1st. If we leave the 31st or the 1st, we don't know yet when we head down. I want to leave earlier so I can have a full day on the 1st in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But we'll see. It's all planning.
Nice.
Timing. Timing is everything.
It's going to be a different type of trip. And I had never been more disappointed to have 11 people.
Oh, is this the big family one?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
But here's the
Not
thing.
fun.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. We looked at doing the fireworks dessert party.
Ooh.
And I sat there. I looked at that price. And I went, man, at that amount of money, you're almost at VIP tour money when you're
What are they charging per head for that now?
$140.
I was gonna say, I thought
Are
the
you
last time I looked, it
serious?
was a 90, and even at that, I was like, ugh.
$140.
For the Wishes fireworks show. Or which one?
I don't even know anymore because it's changing again.
I know, yeah. Harmonious is leaving, and the fireworks show's leaving in Magic
Did
Kingdom.
people actually hate Harmonious? I liked Harmonious. I don't know what's going on with that.
I saw it from my balcony, so can't really comment.
Yeah.
See
How
all
was
Harmonious?
how was that hookup?
Oh my! Thank you so much. I ruined. I'm like, she goes. My room was across from the lounge. I was literally just like, I would sneak. I was like a cockroach. I'd sneak out of my room, run in, grab food and drinks, and re-enter my room. I was like, I'm watching fireworks while Monday Night Football is going on, eating macarons. This is the most posh my life may get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
were you like Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone 2? in the
more the Papa John's commercial. There are no rules. Put your shirt back on. Well, I got lost. I didn't know. The woman at the front desk didn't tell me.
Really?
So I just go up. I'm looking for my room, and eventually I go like lean my head into the. They have somebody at the door. I'm like, I'm looking for a room. She goes, oh, can I see that? Oh yes, you're in our club level. I'm what now? Yeah, try your. Oh, it's not working. I'll make it work now. And I'm like, you're right across the lounge. The what? Now I get in the room. I'm like, there's a what? What is going on? I can see things.
unlike the DVC rooms at Poly, which are some of the worst rooms on property.
That's what I heard. I've never been near them, but I haven't been to Poly since they've opened them. But I've heard about that.
Hope you like boat horns.
Yeah.
Okay, they were exactly. I thought I was looking. I took I needed to kill time to get in Magic Kingdom, so I took the boat that day, leaving Epcot. I'm looking at these buildings and going, that can't be the DVC things. Those can't be what I think they are.
The longhouse closest to the boats and the bungalows out front.
Yeah.
All of them. It's just
And why would people spend all that money at the bungalows to hear that noise? I don't
know. It makes the boats the most obnoxious thing in Disney because you're at the park that's always open the latest.
Yeah.
With a method of transportation that really don't close for anything because it can't.
Quite literally, that's the ultimate backup.
And they start early and they go late, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been there when the monorail has gone Kaputski?
Like
yes.
dead, like yeah, oh yeah,
at park exit. I mean,
yeah.
It's literally boat or bus. I would literally have somebody run up to me, send everyone to the boat. Okay, everyone, the boat's this way. Everyone's going to go boat. Change the plans. Boat's too long. Send everyone to the buses. Buses are this way.
Yeah. Oh, I've been there where the monorails are not working at all.
That was my punishment that day because I was late.
You don't be late.
Not my fault. Okay, it was my fault.
And then the one time when I was down there last year, I actually remember because there was a severe storm that came through, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just hop on the monorail to get back to my car. Well, oh no. I was in the monorail, and then lightning struck around the area, and we were stuck in the monorail. And I'm like, oh, this is lovely.
That boggles my mind.
It's an operation.
Lightning struck.
We
Okay,
stopped.
keep
We
them out
stopped.
there.
We stop. We don't bring them back. We stop. I mean, they've rebooted within like 5 minutes, but I'm like, oh,
Well,
this is.
But the
And they're
other
telling us
policy is
there's technical difficulties up ahead with another train.
no. I have been on the beam, being told we are stopped due to lightning in the area. Then why are we out here?
Here,
Yeah. It's some. When I was during my college program days, we had an event at Animal Kingdom. Well, one of the privies is the CPs got to ride Everest as much as they want. Well, there was a storm coming in, so since we're cast members, they didn't. The guys were whatever. We'll go until we possibly can't go any longer with the lightning coming in. Yeah, we went until lightning struck the mountain next to our train going up the left hill. And I'm looking next to me, and all of a sudden I hear one girl I work with in the back go, last ride, kids. We ain't going back on this. It struck like 30 feet from. We're all crack. We're like, oh, we're going to die. Good thing most of this is inside that mountain.
Woohoo!
wow.
It's electric.
Pretty much.
So I know why they get all freaky about lightning, but like there were storms coming. I'm like, why is ODF still out? Animal Kingdom's closing in 40 minutes. Why do they still have outdoor food out here with the rain coming?
I don't know. Like, some of this stuff just doesn't make sense. And one of my favorite things, but the thing I don't want to see, is the Skyliner evacs at lightning. Because that's just going to piss people off. Because think about it this way. Unlike most other forms of transportation, though it has happened to me on the Sassagoula River, same thing. You're on your Skyliner. You're going from Epcot to Hollywood Studios. Up, you're stuck at Riviera. Congrats. Oh yeah, remember where you were, where you could walk to Hollywood? Not anymore. Enjoy this nice, comfortable, overpacked bus.
Yeah, I didn't do the Skyliner, so I really don't know how it operates. I wanted to. I should have just.
So, there's the Epcot leg, and then that stops at Riviera French or Caribbean
Beach, Riviera,
and then there's
Pop?
No, there's a third. There are 3 legs.
There's 3 legs. Okay, to Pop has its own leg going. Okay,
at like the Riviera station.
Okay,
so you would most likely get stranded there.
That makes sense. Okay.
And the Hollywood leg is literally a leg from that station to Hollywood and back. It is the most boring leg, but it is oddly satisfying.
Yeah.
Because it just like follows a corridor. There's nothing except trees and pavement. So it's fun. I didn't take the Pop Century line because I'm not a masochist. I don't need to go to Scopa Towers anytime soon. I had a buddy recently stay at All Star Music or All Star Sports.
And how did that work out?
Oh, he hated it. It was whichever one they haven't begun the refurb of yet.
I
think it's sports.
I thought it was sports.
Then it's sports. And he showed the picture. I'm like, oh my God. That is straight up like 1998 Disney.
Oh.
Like nothing has changed. Like it wasn't, but you wouldn't have thrown me off if there was a CRT TV in there.
Oh, they should just keep it like that then. Just
yeah, it really.
Just do a retro hotel, man. Oh.
No, because here's the thing. After a hotel room has had 4 bajillion people in it.
Oh, true. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much Fabulosa you use. It ain't getting clean.
No, I'm just saying retheme like do a hotel that's like retro that brings back the eras of Disney, like
Well,
90s room, 80s rooms, 70s rooms.
They were supposed to do more of that. It was called it's called Art of Animation, which is Pop Century 2.0.
No, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take what you're saying because yes, you're right, but I think where Brian is going is, could you imagine staying at one hotel? You have one floor that is original poly rooms.
Yeah.
Next floor,
I know what he's
original
saying.
contemporary.
Yeah.
Next floor, original Grand Flow. Top floor, original campground.
Please tell me it's just a bunch of RVs parked up, like positioned on top that you go to stay in, because that would be excellent.
No,
the roof.
It's just a green roof where you set up your tent.
Nice.
So you got that. It could work.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you ever need a good Disney story to read, the story of how the campground was built.
That's an excellent story. That's a really good one.
It was because it was nothing to build. They kept pushing it off till like 3 days before opening. And then they just stole lumber.
Yep.
And built it. Like, just quick, take the lumber.
And build lodges, build cabins.
And then I think it was like the parking booths or something they took it all from.
Oh my God.
This wasn't supposed to be. Oh crap, we forgot to build it. It's sold out. So, there's that. But, we've talked about the future, we've talked about the past. But, Bruce, we have the now.
Yeah.
You just at like something at Universal?
I certainly was. Every day is Halloween at Universal this year, except for Wednesday and Thursday this week of a hurricane. But what can you do about that? It's still Halloween, just no one will be there. But I have been to Halloween Horror Nights 31. Never go alone. Every day is Halloween. We have two things going on here.
Does that hold up? Never go alone. Should you not go alone this year to Halloween Horror Nights, or could you survive alone?
You could always survive alone. That's just something they started. I like actually the whole never go alone thing. But I'm wondering if they're going to start, because that was technically last year's thing as well.
It's just so they could sell more tickets.
It's just a nice tagline. I think that's going to become the kind of the standard of never go alone will be a tagline. Co-branding with Hollywood. Once again, even though we co-brand merchandise, then Hollywood gets their own cool merchandise. I saw someone with a Terror Tram shirt for this year, but I didn't get to ask them. I want to be like, excuse me, tell me everything. But I felt awkward doing that to some random stranger while I was in the.
I have to say, I have no desire to do like Horror Nights at all. But the Terror Tram is like, okay, yeah.
The one I would have done the most was I was out in 2017 before Horror Nights had started. That year was the Titans of Terror. So you had Michael, Freddy, and Jason, or Michael Leatherface. It was Leatherface, Michael, and I want to say Jason or Freddy. I think Jason was the third one. I don't think they had Freddy in there. Doesn't matter. But that year, the Terror Tram, you had those three inside the event, but the Terror Tram to get there was driven by Chucky and Tiffany.
I remember that year.
It was 2017.
Because I remember the promos of them doing like trailers of like the Terror Tram ride.
It was the Terror Tram. The shirt was awesome. It said Terror Tram, had Titans of Terror. Chucky wasn't on it. That was just a bonus because Chucky and Tiffany threw insults at you just as they were driving you to the Terror Tram area.
I dig it.
Yeah.
This year, I know they drove through the Nope set from Jupiter's Claim they built.
Still need to watch that.
Awesome. I love the movie so much.
Still need to watch it. Is it on Apple? Like, can I stream it on Apple, or is it rental?
It was for rental for a while. It just went up for purchase.
Okay.
To streaming, and I bought it immediately. So we'll talk later.
Hey, I recently watched a horror movie.
What did you watch?
I watched the 2 documentaries about Woodstock '99.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You had us in the first half.
No, those are hard. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah, Woodstock
Yeah.
'99. Good God.
There's a house.
Yeah.
That would be nice, actually.
Well,
I'd be down
look,
for that. If you
3D,
did it
3D house. Would it be
they
a
haven't
3D
done a
house?
3D house. They haven't really done a 3D house since Chance's debacle of a house in 2016. So who knows?
I'm just going to say, is there anything scarier in 2020 than Limp Bizkit on repeat?
The Weekend on repeat because it wasn't working. Night 1 of Horror Nights, they couldn't get the Weekend house to sync, so they had to come up with a B mode that repeated the same 3 songs because they couldn't get the rest of the soundtrack to sync up.
Aww.
I didn't get to do the tour this year, but I met up with people who did. I actually met up with the HHN 365 crew, so I finally met Duff and Jess, who was awesome. But she was giving me insights to all the stuff they talk about on the tour that I didn't get to do. I was like, ooh, I'm getting the fun stuff. Like there's a spider hidden in every house this year. The Weekend wasn't working right, just things like that. But
I like shit not working right. That's when it's fun.
well, speaking of not working right, oh, Brian, you were gonna say something?
I was just gonna ask, out of the overall experience of Halloween Horror Nights, what are your going from saving the last house, going in order, in your opinion, going through the houses
Starting from worst going to best?
Yeah, worst to best.
I was just about to do that. Okay, well, I have 2 things here. I have my and I'm going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to tell you about the house where it lies on my list, and then I'm going to tell you where I never change these. I have my pre-rankings of going into the event. Haven't done any of the houses. I was just reading about them, my expectations, and then where they sit.
All right.
So we're just going to start right off at the bottom. Now, I'll preface this with this. Night number 1 was a rain out. It rained, it poured. The event happened, it did stop, but it poured. So there were knock it off. Little guys being a pain. So night number 2, it rained, but it just drizzled the whole time. Night 3 was the whole thing. So night 2 was better. Night 1, I gave a little excuse for. So I take all my experiences, and that's how I get the list. 10 houses, I have 11 rankings that will be explained in a second. So we're going to start with number 11, Spirits of the Coven. Disappointment Omega. This was number 2 for me pre-ranking.
So you thought this was going to be one of the best ones.
I had so much hype for this house. I was so excited for it. Dead last. Night 3, no question. Dead last. Even above another house. We'll get to that in a second. That I thought certainly would not have been as good.
How is this above the Weekend or below the Weekend?
You're going to be very surprised with the Weekend lands.
And I have a prediction of what the Weekend is on your tier list.
What do you think the Weekend is on my tier list?
I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say it's your second best house.
We'll get there. You guys will see. We'll get there.
It's your best.
It's not number 1. It's not number 1. But
I think it'd be number 1. I bet it's the second best house.
You'll see. We'll get there. Right. But Spirits of the Coven, I like the idea. I like the theming of it. You're stepping into the speakeasy, and then you go underground into the Witch's Brew, which is made for men. The problem is, half of the back of this house, I got nothing. Gots, nobody. Again, night number 1, I can understand. There were a lot of call-outs night number 1. So even houses I liked had gaps in them. It's fine. I still enjoyed myself. I still enjoyed the house. I walked 3 different hallways. I never saw anybody. They had a whole barrel set up. And I clearly can see the walkthrough where at least a double scare in there. Nothing. A whole bathtub scene. I had 1 person in there where there should be 2. I've seen the house with scare actors I never saw in 3 nights of doing this. On Saturday night, you still didn't have the sure. I never saw this witch queen. I never saw her. I saw where she was supposed to be, but it was disappointing. A for theming, not scary at all. it had a couple of jump out moments, but nothing like the other houses. It's fun. I like it. What's the password will be what I take away from this. Because early on, what's the password is one of the things yelled. But then again, second room, there's a thing of hats with a boo hole, with a boo door. Nothing. No one ever appeared there. Week 1 to week 2, I've seen things like this. This was just an understaffed house, and it was not good. Biggest disappointment. I was really upset. I was like, oh, I really had such high hopes for this. That's why it comes at number 11.
Womp, womp.
Number 10. Yeah, here's where we're getting this. The horrors of Blumhouse. Just freaky. The way these houses are done, I felt the need to separate them.
Okay, I was wondering that if
I
it
felt
tied in or if they were like
partly
separate.
because the way they do them, the first part of you're in the overflow queue for Fast and Furious, so part of that, the Freaky house is in there. You then leave Freaky into an extension of the queue, and then you enter a tent. And that's where Black Phone is. So because you physically in the past, you don't just enter buffer scenes because you physically basically leave a house to enter a new one. That's why I felt the need to separate them. It's a lot like the movie. It's fun. It's entertaining. But it's based on the movie. There was one really cool effect of the switchover when she gets stabbed and becomes the Blissfield Butcher. There's a really cool effect with her standing there. Lights flash, and then you see that she's fake standing there. Lights flash, and then you see the Blissfield Butcher standing there. That was really. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Some cool things in here. If you've seen the movie, all the big kills are there. She's on the buzzsaw. All the big stuff is in there. It's basically just the movie. It's cute. Nothing to write home about. Blood was number 7 on my list going in.
What was it?
Number 7 overall, because I had lumped together.
Okay, yeah.
Horrors of Blumhouse was number 7 when I originally made my list of the 10. So that's where we'll get.
So we'll have to average the two together to see where it falls now.
We'll see. Yeah, well, we'll see on that. Number 9.
That's how it would be. I'm sorry. It'd be an average.
I know it will be, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Number 9, Hell Block Horror. Surprised this wasn't dead last on my list. When you walk into this house, the facade's pretty cool. It's a containment unit. You're in a prison. You're in a prison for monsters and maniacs and aliens and everything. When you walk in, though, everything's painted gray, grayish like a prison. Still see the wooden slats that would have made up the cabin, just for Evil Dead. They're right there in front of everybody's face. This was supposed to be Evil Dead. They were deep in development of the house. I know that a lot of the house was done when they had to make it. So there's a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of costumes from other houses, a lot of the Hive. You saw Depths of Fear costumes. So a lot of one projected, no tentacles, but one projection of them. I kept calling this Cabin in the Woods. The Purge part of Cabin in the Woods, if you ever seen the movie where all that's what kind of feels like. You got to go shut down the power core. Some good scares. There were 2 hallways that really were good in here. Dark hallways, things jumping out. I liked it. It was fun to go. Nothing else. Hellblock Horror was fun to go through. This was dead last, number 10 going in. Had no expectations, was thrown together, but it was good. But like I said, if you looked around enough, you could see where Evil Dead was supposed to be. Couple of costumes is like, okay, hello, Deadite.
It's the Evil Dead.
Yes, exactly. I wish it was the Evil Dead, but what can you do? Number 8, Universal Monsters Legends Collide. I'm surprised this is here is what I really like this year. We had some pretty good houses. I like this house a lot. So the fact that it's number 8, I'm going to tell you, I really like this house. Basic plot is the mummy has an amulet. The amulet Aran. It's Kaharis. It's not Imhotep. So it's Kaharis the mummy. The Wolfman is out to get it because he thinks this can end his curse. The mummy and Dracula want the amulet because they use it to rule the world. So basically, with the amulet, the Wolfman can make it control the sun. He can make it daylight when he feels like. So he can control when he's the Wolfman and when he's not. There's a lot of different characters in this house that I saw. The house changes depending on every night, depends on who wins. I saw all 3 of them win.
Okay.
Moment of the house, the best thing of the house, there's a moment when the legends collide. And you have a mummy, a Wolfman, and a Dracula that comes in on a zip. Didn't see it the first time. I only saw Dracula and the Wolfman. Night 2, I saw the Wolfman and the mummy and not Dracula. Night 3, I saw all 3.
That's awesome.
But the characters actually, like weekend number 1, there was mostly the mummy. We saw a lot of Wolfman and Wolfman run. Dracula's seen the least. But this house is all Egyptian themed. That's where it takes place in Egypt. So all the setting is Egypt. Really cool theming. I really like. It's also one of the longest houses they've done. It's the mega house this year, so it's extremely long. And like I said, it changes. Night 1, the Wolfman run. Night 2 was the Mummy. Night 3 was Dracula. But I really like this house. It was a good time. I'm really liking the. Of the 3 Universal Monster houses I've ever done, this is number 2. 2019 would be number 1. Bride Lives last year would be number 3. And this was number 6 on my list when I first made it. So,
not far off.
Yeah.
Number 7, The Weekend After Hours Nightmare. There are many reasons this house isn't higher. It certainly easily could be in the top 5. No problem. It's a very good house. But it's good. It's not great. It's a good house. It's a lot of fun. Here's the thing with The Weekend. It's a lot of fun to walk through. I actually left the event, then watched the music videos, which would have helped understand a little bit more going into the club and the rooms. Basically, you walk in, there's a Weekend there, and all his nightmares are being sucked out, and you walk through the house.
That's what everyone's been saying, is that if you watch his music videos with the sound, like with that album beforehand, you'd get a better understanding of the story of the house.
And Bruce, you're normally so good at getting the backstory before you go.
I do that with everything else. I didn't think I needed to. I honestly, it wouldn't have changed it. I think this would have been here no matter what. Some good scares. Nothing that stands out. The best thing is if you saw his Super Bowl halftime show, he was walking through. That was his tribute. I first saw, I was texting my buddy Eric, who I went with him, like, dude, The Weeknd sees us. He goes, you're in Tampa. He goes, oh no, this is a horror. He goes, that was for the Horror Nights crowd right there. He's always been a Horror Nights fan, so he was happy to do this. You get to go through that kind of thing when you're walking through. I got lost in that room night number 1.
Oh, really?
Embarrassing. I almost went in a boo hole. It was embarrassing. Night number 2 and 3, I was like, I really got lost in here. Oh boy, that was bad. Woo! It's fun. It's a lot of fun to walk through. It was enjoyable. The only song I can remember is Save Your Tears. I don't know The Weeknd's music. So it's the only song that sticks out to me. It's also the drink, which was incredible. Best drink I had at Horror Nights.
I saw the menu. That drink,
an alcoholic drink with popping boba in it. It was delicious. Delicious. The Weeknd was number 9 on my list when I started. So
it did do better.
It did good. It did very good. I really liked this house. It was really good. I really did like it. Number 6, Halloween.
Oh,
number 6, Halloween. This house is not. This is 2022. This is not 2014. 2014 is still my favorite Halloween house I've ever been through. This was good though. It expanded upon it. Night 3 really. This house could have been higher the way it was on night 3. Night 3 was incredible. Michaels I'd never seen before. You enter, you're walking through the movie. You enter, it's the classic music of the opening. When you walk through, Michaels jumps out, he's killing his babysitter.
Oh, so that's where it starts. It doesn't start
cold open. You have no facade. It cold opens, and yeah, ching 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 ching. The right music from the movie. When you exit that, you enter through the entrance facade. There's a screen that's playing the opening of the movie. You hear the music. Again, first time we walked through that, nothing. Night 3, there was a lot of fog in that room to disguise the Michael Myers to my right, who scared the living shit out of me because he hadn't been there 2 nights. How was I supposed to know he was going to be there?
Right.
Really good. We exit the room and Eric goes, "Did you know he was there? He wasn't there, was he?" I'm like, "No, that was not there the first 2 times." Some good stuff. The 1 point scare for me here. Do you finally get to the bedroom where you see Laurie and Michael? This guy runs at you full speed. Off-putting as hell. He did it. It's like, oh, okay, you're actually moving. Whoa. He stops. It's like, okay, you're good. Some good scares in here. Nothing you haven't seen before. It's Halloween. Trick or treat is there, but very small this year.
So
not a giant hallway of trick or treat.
Yeah, in between houses in the backyard.
Yeah, none of that. But it doesn't live. It's good. It's better than the second one and the fourth and the third one. It's not as good as 2014, but it's a very good house. I really enjoyed it. And obviously, Halloween's included this year. People, why do they do it again? Because this is the 31st year. Every day is Halloween. They felt it was only right to have them in.
Yeah.
Besides, it's getting classic at this point.
It is. It's time to retire him from the event, unless you're doing the Blumhouse movies.
I was gonna say, did you see the trailer? Did you see the trailer just released today?
No, I did not. I'm not seeing any. I don't want to see anything else until I watch the movie. It's being streamed. I don't have to go to the theaters for it. I will watch it fast. I don't want to see anything else. I just want to watch it.
Good. It looks really good.
I'm excited. I just want it to happen. Okay, here we go. Top half. Here we go. Number 5, Descendants of Destruction. Notice on my list, we have only one original house so far. So, but number 5.
Go ahead. Go on.
Number 5, Descendants of Destruction. This is a sequel house of sorts. It is a pseudo sequel or sister house to 2018 Seas of Extinction. The world is killed by a giant meteorite. All plant life takes over above. In New York City, people are hiding underground. They've hid underground so long, they've started becoming monsters, and that's where you are. You enter through an old subway station. You go, there's a scare right away in a ghillie suit that's supposed to be a nod to Seas of Extinction, among other things. Then you go underground. This year cannot be understated of how impressive, even Spirits of the Coven, even a Thrown Together Like Hellbach horror, what they do set-wise is really incredible. They really outdid themselves this year. Uranus, this is one of the sprung tents. There are full-sized overturned subway cars. You enter next to one, you're thinking that's it. You go under 2 cars, which are on top of each other. These are not super high tents. It was impressive. The set pieces in here for sprung tents after Puppet Theater last year, they cracked the knuckles and said, we know what we're doing from now on.
Do you think the subway cars were from the ride Disaster?
I don't, but it's hard to say. It's not impossible. I didn't get to do the tour to ask.
Because there's the one moment in Disaster, if you're in the front of the vehicles, there's the subway car that comes out of the tunnel and looks like it's going to collide with your vehicle.
No, this is really what it's not impossible. I don't know if they would have kept those that long. They might have scrapped them at this point. Yeah. I don't know, but it was very impressive. It's a fun house. A lot of good scares in here. As you go through, the house just gets darker and darker, and the people get more transformed into monsters. But it was a really good house. I really enjoyed it. Halloween was dead in the middle at number 5 on my list, and Descendants would have been number 4 on my list heading in. So that's where those landed. Next up, number 4, Bugs Eaten Alive.
Okay, I was wondering if this was your number 1 favorite.
This was my number 1 heading in. I had this listed as what I thought was going to be my favorite house. It wasn't. It's number 4. That's not. Again, there's a lot of stuff competition here. It was a really fun house. Welcome to BuzzCon. The story here, you're at BuzzCon. You are in a fortress they have made at BuzzCon for exterminate the newest product from BuzzCon is Exterminaire. It purifies, it cools your house, purifies your air, exterminates insects. You're walking into this showing of it and how they're going to show you how it works. And once you walk in, the Exterminator starts blowing out green smoke, and all hell breaks loose. The bugs take over. A lot of scares of people. If you have that phobia of holes, not a house for you. A lot of people with holes in their face. Bugs are the bugs grow gigantic. You walk under a giant spider. It's funny. It's a lot of fun. Each room is themed to like different insects. You have an exterminator in each room that would randomly blow out the green. It takes mostly place in the 50s. It's just a really, really fun house. Juxtapositioned as you're walking through. You walk through, you hit the backside of the event where you see all like behind the scenes of the safety stuff they were worried about, tanks of bugs. Then you're walking through the rooms of this, and here we have, and this will kill cockroaches as well. And there's a cockroach eating some guy at a table. Really cool. I really like this house. It was a lot of fun. Good scares here. It's fun, but there are scares there. It was just the biggest downside to this house was that walk-in. Wow, that was awful.
The walk-in,
because you walk next to you actually enter exactly where you entered was the Welcome to Scary last year. You actually can see, if you're there early enough, you can see the floor pattern of the Men in Black tent house. The tent's gone, but the pattern's still there on the ground. Which is pretty cool. But you enter where that used to enter. You have to walk around the entire Men in Black show building before you get to the turnbacks. There's 2 turnbacks and in Lion Express, so you go one line and in. Descendants of Destruction is kind of backed up with the way they're doing the queue with that, because of the way the weekend queue works. It was a little hectic, but that walk was that, and the 2 parade building exits are just murderous. They can ruin a whole evening. We found it best to start with Blumhouse, then do Bug, and work your way that way. Was the easiest on the feet.
So start kind of in the back and work your way around. Because
start in the middle of the back, start at Blumhouse, and then go all the way to Bug. You could start at Bug, but you're going to be pounding the pavement. It just that house really, that walk is brutal, and I let them know in the survey. I was like, great house, you gotta fix that. Really was. I really liked Bugsy and Alive. I really did. Top 3, here we are. Number 3, Fiesta de Chupacabra.
Ooh.
All right.
Coming at number 3, and this is the only one I got on the money. It was my third expectation going in.
Okay.
I know I split them up, so I did some of that, but that's the only one. I really like this house a lot. You're walking to a they don't really say where. It's just a Spanish village. The Chupacabra is attacking. You're being invited in. Everybody has a mask on. A lot of the scare actors are jumping out in Spanish. They're jumping out and yelling at you in Spanish. But they all wearing like Chupacabra. There's just trick the Chupacabra. And there's a Chupacabra in every scene, whether you hear it, see a shadow, or see the actual puppet. The puppets look like they're just American Werewolf of London with a different head, but they're really cool. Nothing like the artwork, mind you, but they're really cool looking puppets. I really enjoy this house. You walk in with the village where fireworks are going off and the mask makers
like
there.
Day of the Dead and all that. Is it like celebrating Day of the Dead?
It's not. No, because yes and no. No, because it's not a Day of the Dead celebration. You are being brought in to be slaughtered.
Oh,
you walk. No, that's the whole point. Your sacrifices, so they can live. They sacrifice you to the Chupacabra.
Oh, that's
you walk through a whole scene. You walk through a whole scene. What's supposed to be like, I think it's supposed to be like a dairy farm, but that's actually where they're getting blood out of people, and it was just a really well done house. Plenty of good scares. I really like this house. Very much recommend.
I dig it. I dig it.
I got a horror movie idea just now. That sounds like a really good horror movie.
It would have been. Oh God, yes. Here's a couple. Bugs, Fiesta de Chupacabra, and another house, which we'll be getting to in a second, would make great horror movies. But speaking of horror movies, How about number 2 is a house that already is a movie? Number 2, Horrors of Blumhouse Black Phone. Holy fucking crap.
That good.
Not since Insidious have I felt so like, not since I guess I shouldn't say that. I kind of did the same thing with House of a Thousand Corpses, another house I loved. Horrors of Black Phone was incredible. That's why I had to split them up. Black Phone was too good to lump with Freaky. It's just, people are saying how much they hated it. I'm like, maybe they didn't see the movie. For a movie that predominantly takes place in one room, like Exorcist, they showed their metal here. Night 1 Eric led, night 2 I led. There were 2 hallways in this that I'm like, I don't know where things are coming from. It's dark. It just, the whole thing's dark. They have the mask down to a T. I was really, really impressed with this house. There's some good scares. There's some great scenery. The rotary phones move if you touch them, whether or not they're supposed to, who knows. Also, I checked the balloons don't pop. Not that you're supposed to touch. Do not touch these things, people. They're there for a reason. However, knowing Horror Nights usually bolts everything down, I feel the need to touch everything anyway. But I was really impressed with this house. I cannot say. I'm really surprised how much I love Black Phone. Great movie. If you never saw the movie,
I still need to see that too.
Really good movie. It's more of again, it's not many horror stuff. It's more of a suspense movie. But man, oh man, this was they nailed it. It's the movie to a T, and they nail everything. I was really, really impressed with the grabber. They have the mask everywhere. One room, I'm not even sure if something's supposed to pop there, but I always felt like it should. Not like in a Spirits of the Coven way, though. Always like, I'm going to come out of there? Okay, no, keep moving. Like I said, there were 2 hallways in particular. I was like, okay. Oh, I feel unsafe, which is in a good way. I'm really impressed with that. And then, speaking of houses that could be a movie.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake.
Yeah, I've seen video footage of this house. Yeah.
Everybody will tell you. I'm a kind of guy. You've heard me. These 2 have heard it, folks. You've heard me say this before. The hype can ruin things. This may not necessarily be I wouldn't say this is necessarily the scariest house this year, but man, oh man, it's impressive as all hell. I thought it was going to be in the other half of the one sound stage. Fiesta de Chupacabras in the half where you have to walk where us was and everything. You have to walk down the long hallway and in. This, you enter right in to a fishing village. There's a giant statue of the maiden playing the violin. There's the sign that explains what's going on with Dead Man, why they call it Dead Man's Wharf. There's a working freaking lighthouse, for Christ's sake. Top half, but still, there's a working light. It's cold. It's snowy. This was just thrown through an incredible house. Even if the scares weren't always there, and this was good. Some scares got me. I had no idea the one guy could pop, like he was walking through the one scene. I didn't realize that was a zip. I had no idea he was on the line that could pop out, and he popped out at me, and it was just more startled. I didn't know he could. He jumped out. I was like, "Whoa! I didn't know you could do that." Wow. Okay. You didn't do that one of the first 2 times. Whatever. Some good scare. Halfway through the house, you walk in the third scene. You're next to a giant boat. Halfway through the house, there's 2 of these giant boats. There's the maiden playing the violin. It's so impressive. This really was next level. I agree. One of the best houses I've ever been through. From a design standpoint, this might be the best house I've ever done.
That's what people have been saying, and most vloggers, and even people have been saying it's not a scary house, but it's a beautiful house. Like, it's beautiful. The set, if you are someone who's like in art design or production, stage, theater, you have to check this house out.
You can, by looking at everything, that's how the scares are coming. Because I had to look at everything. This is the night we had met up with Duff and Jess. It's my first time going through. I walk in, Jess is in front of me. I walk in, she turns, and I just go, "Are you kidding me?" And she turns around and just starts laughing. Yeah. Oh yeah, just wait. This is just the opening. I'm like, "Are you just?" I'm like, "What is this? What the hell?" It was really good. Really, really, definitely my number one. I argue. Me and my buddy kind of talked about it. He almost put Black Phone as number one. And I was close. But just the set next level. And there's a lot of good. Most of the houses are good looking this year, but this was next level. Oh, I didn't. Well, we know what that was. Dead Man's Pier would have been. Actually, Halloween was number 6. Dead Man's Pier would have been number 5 heading in. Walked away with number 1 easily.
What was your number 1 pick walking
Bug.
in? Bugs.
Bug was number 1. Spirit was number 2. Fiesta de Chupacabra, Descent of Destruction, Dead Man's Pier. Then Halloween, Universal Monsters, Horrors of Blumhouse, The Weekend, and Hellblock.
Okay. Well, damn.
But the food this year, there's more food stands than ever, and this food was incredible. Everything I tried, I think I liked for the most part. The stovetop custard was okay. It's popcorn custard. It was okay.
What about merchandising?
A lot. Merchandise all over. I have lots of merchandise I will show off as we go through the weeks because I have lots of merchandise. I have lots of shirts. They have the merch this year is pretty cool. You have the event stuff, Never Go Alone. I wore that last week. The house shirt. You have this one. This is actually a Scaregone shirt. Pumpkin Lord. There's the Witches, the Coven shirt, Scarecrow, the Major Suites. But this one's for the Scare Zones.
How were the Scare Zones? Because you just
good. Well, you have to remember, night 1 and night 2.
With the
night
rain.
2 was better. Night 1, mostly a rain out. They did come out and it was better. It got good. Major Suites is my favorite because of character interactions. Because of the whole, like, I never saw the guy in the judges booth saying stuff, which you might have seen online.
Yeah.
But I interacted with some of them. The kids are the ones who are trying to scare you, and all the adults are running around. And we talked to one guy, it's the kids, it's candy. That's what happened. And so I really like the Major Suites one. Nettlewood Cemetery is okay. The entrance one with all the pumpkins. It was cool seeing the Pumpkin Lord. That was okay. The stage show for the witches outside of Blum was cool, and I know why they put it there. Well themed, but that was about it. I never saw the chainsaws in Springfield. I know they've been out. They weren't out any of the 3 nights. They were out night 3 for a little bit.
What was the performance backed by the Fear Factor stage show?
Nightmare Fuel.
How was that?
The face says it all.
No idea.
Oh, you didn't.
Hell no. I'm sorry. Bill and Ted, you got me. Nightmare Fuel is a Cirque kind of show. Music and pyro. I had no desire to see it. Ghoulish is cute. It's a projection show in the water. It's cute. I don't think it's good as either of the Marathon of Mayhems, but it was cute. It was nice. It ends with music from The Weekend, which is not an artist I get, so that lost me a little bit. Little Boo being the front and center on the projection was cute. Yeah, every food stand basically had its own specialty drink, which I liked. I didn't see any of the fancy pouches you could hold your drink cup in, so I ended up carrying mine. I wish, doesn't matter. Save Your Tears is my favorite drink. I like the popping boba. Best snack to have, the petrified rat tails, which are funnel cake fries. The funnel cake fries are Old Bay seasoning and creamy crab dip.
Wait, funnel cake fries, Old Bay seasoning, and crab dip.
Creamy crab dip. Honestly, I'd make it at home if I could. It was that good. It was amazing. I missed getting it the first night. We got it the third. I was like, I take a bite. My buddy's like, well, I'm like, I just start pulling it back. I'm like, you don't want it. It's terrible. He's like, no. Put the container back in the middle, mister. I'm gonna it's terrible. I'm just gonna go eat this over here now. Like they had there was a deep fried Uncrustable, something you get at a county fair, but they had hot chili oil on it. It was
good.
Delicious. Like I tried a bunch of different things. For the meats, I tried the Angry Bear meat, spoiled Angry Bear meat, which is something right out of it's basically their old Cheetos. It's old hot Cheetos with just dressing on them. It was I actually really liked that. It was delicious.
Did you go to the tribute store?
Really? Did you just ask me that question? The tribute store theming was awesome this year. It was themed to an old dark ride. So it follows along more or less in one linear path, but you can watch. There's a ride track you have to follow.
It's like because it's in the connected to the Mayor Candy.
It's connected to Major Sweets, kind of.
Major Sweets, yeah.
They at least had the that's your. I think it's supposed to be your in the Dare to Enter. It's part of the fall festival.
Yeah,
like
it's
at
like
the very end. There's fake merchandise, which was like, why aren't you selling that stuff? That would sell.
Yeah,
it's only fake because the container's still sitting in LA, Port of LA.
No, it's on. There was never. They have a lot. They had a lot of, and it's
next
good
year.
merchandise.
Next year
could be. We'll see.
It'll be merchandise next year.
I was little shout out to, you've heard me praise them before. The merch services team at Universal is excellent. If you don't see something, try to call. You never know. I had purchased online. I bought some stuff online just because I want to ensure I have a size or something. And again, actually, there's things I never saw that I own. I never saw. Thank God I bought them online. They had a cup with little Boo on it. In Everyday's and Halloween Horror Nights. An acrylic cup, never saw it.
Wow.
Other things, they were, but in particular over here, I have. I'll pull up I have a picture of it to show. They sold out of this blanket. You cannot find this in the park. But I happened to order it online. By the time they filled my order, the blanket was sold out. Got an email. They got more. They put some aside for anyone who ordered one online and let us get at them first.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It's a woven blanket. Halloween Horror Nights at the bottom. Right. Appear every day is the October 31st
with little Boo.
With little Boo, every day is October 31st, being a nod to its 31st year. It's dating it without dating it. I really am glad I purchased this blanket, but I have a bucket hat. I have all sorts of, I could go through the merchandise, but we'll be here all night. I want a little hammer. I'm not going to buy much, and then a little hammer merchandise. It's hard not to.
Look, I go to Disney, I say I'm not going to buy anything, and then I buy a watch and every piece of Orange Bird merchandise they're selling.
I bought my mom a very nice Tinkerbell watch. She loves it a lot. Ooh. I wasn't going to buy anything at Disney merchandise-wise. Somebody forgot their Dapper Dan hat in Bergenfield, New Jersey. So I had no hat. I had sunglasses, but no hat. So I had to purchase a hat because I needed one to get to Orlando. And I bought the partner's hat for more money than I would ever like to say I spent on a hat. But it's my 50th. It's my 50th anniversary merchandise. I'm glad I saw it when I did. I almost bought the Xandar hat from the Cosmic Rewind.
I bought the Orange Bird hat.
I didn't see an Orange Bird hat.
I think Brian. Oh, there we go.
What happened?
You were frozen.
I was frozen. Oh my! Yeah. It still said live, and then all the screens just went black. I told you, internet connection. It's Comcast. They've been, or not Comcast. We have Verizon. It's been pissing me off. Even with my streaming services, it'll kick me off. It's not hashtag. I just saw your message earlier. Hashtag AirPod issues. No, screw that. Now I'm not messing around with the AirPods tonight.
Well, that's earlier today. Meg was sitting there trying to get into a meeting. Internet's not working, and I'm sitting there on my phone going, "Yes, it is." But we'll get random things in our house that just won't work. The bedroom won't work, and you're like, "What? What? I have it on my phone and everywhere else."
Yeah, because we have a router upstairs too in our bedroom. So that's awesome, Bruce. I'm glad you had a good time down.
Had a great time. I really recommend it. I got a Sugar Skull popcorn bucket as well.
Ooh.
It lights up. I'm not one to buy popcorn buckets, but I'm like, I could use this. I am planning on. Hold on.
Whoa.
You behave.
Well, he actually had to move us back to get
It's like we're on a gimbal or something.
something.
What was? Ooh.
I already have a plan for this.
Where was that at Universal?
Universal popcorn.
But that's a popcorn bucket?
Oh yeah.
You know
That's
what else complain about popcorn buckets? Top opens up.
okay. That's a cool popcorn bucket. And I bet it was cheaper than Disney.
It meets the one requirement I have. Oh.
Yeah. Whoa.
It lights up.
That's cool.
So, I now have a mission in my life. And I don't think it'll be too hard. And that is to get vendors at different places to accept popcorn buckets from other parks.
I think they should, because there's no reason I shouldn't be able to bring this wherever I want.
Yeah.
But see,
It's the discount on the popcorn.
Yeah, I know popcorn has touched this. I didn't want popcorn. I just wanted the bucket. But I'm going to put candy in here.
That's a cool idea.
On Halloween, on October 31st, I'm going to give kids an option. Treat or trick.
Did you buy that down there?
Spirit of Halloween, baby.
Oh, nice. Killer clowns.
Cotton candy gun.
I was gonna say, I meant
Looks
to tell you
just like it from the movies. It's you don't have to hold it down that I like. You press once and it just runs its cycle. But I mean,
that is awesome. Are you dressing as a killer clown for Halloween this year?
I wish I had that kind of gumption. No, I'm just going to, when I hand out things to candy kids, I think it'd be cute to say, all right, listen, kids, here's what they're going to be. One of these has a treat. The other one's a trick. What do you want? And then just hit the button and then go, here you go, take your candy.
Most kids would be like, just give me the damn candy. They won't even get the reference.
They're not going to get they don't have to.
I'm enjoying it. It's for my pleasure.
It's for me.
Yeah, Bella's going to get all the fun of being stuck in a car on Halloween.
You're going to Disney.
Just stop at
Straight
Cinco
off.
de Mayo. I mean, where would you guys be? When are you guys leaving?
We haven't decided yet.
Roll back to beginning of the show.
I know. I'm trying to remember. It's like deja vu.
Don't worry. We haven't decided when we're leaving for our cruise yet either.
Hey, speaking of which, no more required COVID vaccinations, like proof for the cruises. It's all
nice.
Yeah, starting next year, you don't have to show proof of vaccination cards or get tested.
The not having to get tested. Woohoo! Vaccination. Bella's vaccinated. We're all vaccinated, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But
it's more the proof. It's more having to show the proof. I get it.
Disney's like, hey, we're losing money on these cruises. We gotta open the floodgates and let everyone come on.
Even just showing it at shows in New York was a pain. I'm gonna do it. I'm not arguing. I go get vaccinated, whatever. It's not a political statement. It was just like, I made it so long. I gotta have. Can I see your ID?
Well, and I get it for practicality's sake as we get off tangent here. But, like, the card is bigger than your standard men's wallet.
I know.
It fits in a women's standard wallet easily, but a men's, it's like, it doesn't fit. Especially since I use one of those minimalist wallets. Ain't nothing fitting in there.
Yeah.
So, that's just my complaint.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
I don't care. I'm going to Disney. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be on the Wish. I'll be okay. I'm excited to go on the Wish, but having watched some reviews of it, I'm a little less excited.
Why?
It got JPEG'd.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I talked to somebody, and I don't want to say much just in case they ever happen to watch. I want to leave it. I talked to somebody who went on it, and they were towing the company line and just only raved about it.
Bruce, I will show you footage.
But I trust you more than them. That's all I'm going to say.
I will show you footage from the Marvel restaurant. And it's not going to take much to know that there is going to be a portion of kids, a fairly large portion, that'll be scared and overstimulated by this hellhole of a restaurant.
Why is it that you said that, and I haven't seen any. I haven't looked up pictures of it to know.
They have a story going on. Ultron attacks the damn restaurant.
Basically, think of like the Galactic Star Cruiser,
I
but
don't
actually on a ship.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen while you're eating.
That
on the
doesn't
Galactic
happen.
Star Cruiser.
Here's the thing.
Kind of, depending on it.
I just talked to somebody who was on it, and it didn't sound like they had that problem. I could be wrong. This could just be his time on it. He loved it. He actually made me want to do it. Still not going to spend that money.
I'm just going to interrupt here because
Yes.
while the comparison is probably fair, the difference is, even if it's meal or not a meal, on the Galactic Star Cruiser, you have all paid for this very specific experience. This Marvel-themed restaurant is a regular rotation dining on a ship of like 4,000 people.
Right.
That range everywhere from infants to the elderly.
Yeah.
If this was a special restaurant, an upcharge restaurant, whatever, but this is one of the standard 3 rotational dining restaurants. It's a problem. And I'm sitting there looking at it as somebody with ADHD going, oh dear God, this is overstimulating as hell.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody on the spectrum would be able to stand this restaurant. Like, it's so above and beyond even normal Disney stuff that it boggles my mind. And then they're showing like the waiters trying to take orders during this, and I'm like, oh God, stop.
Yeah, because like if stuff's going on while you're trying to place an order, you're gonna be distracted. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, and that is the Imagineers' fault there. Because on every other one of these rotational dinings that have a show or story going on, like, it's a seating. The entire restaurant sits at the same time. So it is just paced wrong for actual service.
I was actually going to say, from an operations standpoint, that just sounds like a bit of a mistake, because you're right. Unless you're all going to get it. So what? My meal's delayed because Ultron decided to attack at that moment.
Yeah, it's a problem. You know,
I'm looking up pictures of it now.
The other restaurants, like the classic restaurants, you have Animator's Palette. Beautiful restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most technological of the old school restaurants. And it's calm. It's never hyperactive, even on the new ones where you basically have giant turtle talk with Crush while you're eating. So we'll see. You'll get a real review when I ride it. I had a pessimistic review from Jake of Bright Sun Films. And I trust Jake's review. I don't know why I trust a guy who does abandoned mall reviews so much, but I do. He made his name off of River Country.
Oh, so it's an Ant-Man theme.
Yes.
Okay, Quantum Encounter. I'm with you. I can't wait to hear your review. I am excited.
I will say, Jake was like, I don't know how this fits in the Marvel universe, because Ultron is very clearly defeated at this point. I'm like, did you miss the line in there where they go, if one small piece survives?
And it's not even that, too. Like, Kevin Feige at the D23 Expo pretty much said, Yeah, so we're now just going to be in the multiverse. Like, we're just going to be releasing everything Marvel related at this point, and nothing's really pretty. He's pretty much saying, like, everything's canon, but not canon at the same time because we're
Yeah.
now in the multiverse. He's like, just enjoy these films.
Just enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the trip.
Yeah.
And the only other complaint he had that I'm like, yeah, that's not a complaint. It's like, and it was very clearly not James Spader voicing Ultron. I'm like, it's a goddamn restaurant on a cruise ship. Please don't drop James Spader money.
Ultron's the only one who's ever voiced Ultron in anything.
I'm like, yes, they spent money to get Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly or whatever her name is. Guess what? Paul Rudd probably wanted to do it. Like,
one, that's Paul Rudd, and two, you named three actors. You named three actors there. One of them is known to be a problem. That one's not. That was not one of the ones you named as being active. So,
yeah,
it could have been Paul Rudd had the availability. James Spader's doing Blacklist.
I don't know. I don't care. The other
Exactly.
restaurants sound fabulous. The Tangled restaurant, oh, I'm excited. And I forget the other one. Triton's. No, that's one of the upcharges. Might be Triton's. Yeah, I think it's Triton's that replaced Lumiere's. Which, that is your standard pinky up restaurant.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that's fine. Because Lumiere's was your standard cruise ship restaurant. Disney is still knocking it out of the park with the rotational dining as far as I'm concerned. So, we'll see. I'm excited.
You should
and nervous. And even if the food sucks, even if the restaurants aren't that good, because I have an amazing travel agent through Love the Mouse Travel.
Do you now?
My room is like 100 feet away from what has been touted as one of the best parts of the ship, this vastly expanded pool area food court, which has, according to several people, some of the best barbecue. Not best barbecue at sea, not best barbecue at a Disney restaurant, best barbecue.
And
that's a good statement right there.
That is a good statement right there.
Honestly, screw everything else. You'd see me at the pool because you got me at barbecue.
Yeah.
That's vacation right there.
I don't know. I might actually have to go on the Wish now just for the barbecue.
Hell, I want to go on the Wish now, and I'm not a person who enjoyed cruising the one time he did it.
It's a 4-night cruise, which means it's like 2.5 days.
I would enjoy it.
Which is really only like 8 hours.
Belly up to the barbecue, baby.
Well, no, it really is, because the first quote unquote day ain't a day.
No.
You board the ship noonish. The ship sets sail 4-ish. And then you eat dinner. Like,
yeah. And then you go to bed.
You are making me want to do the ship, though. You are driving my interest in this very high.
It's what I do. I have to push a travel agent, and I like Disney.
A very good travel agent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because I can honestly tell you, and I know it's not a problem, but I never would have booked this room myself. I just don't think I would have went that high on the ship, but I would have been like, oh, that's the pool deck. Why would I do that? And I know from many other reviews, they're like, it's the pool deck. It's not that loud as long as you're like not the room next to it.
Right.
So I'm like, I know it's not a problem, but I still don't think I would have like done it on my own, but having seen it, I'm like, oh, this actually looks really nice. Okay.
Has Universal ever considered Halloween Horror Nights at sea?
Nope. We've tried this. Halloween Horror Nights 12 called. They want their gimmick back. It didn't go over well. They never did it again. Then Halloween Horror Nights 13 happened, and they had to scrap their Extreme House. We've never had one. There's a reason for that.
I'm just going to say something. Yeah, they exist. It's just called a Carnival cruise.
I was just gonna, yeah.
I as someone who would be very tempted to do Halloween Horror Nights at Sea, nah, I don't need 24/7 Horror Nights.
I don't know, I think it'd be kind of cool. Because all it really would just be like at nighttime, they would just have they would have the houses in like.
Oh, no, you and
No.
I have very different ideas in our heads.
Oh.
That would be cool in that way. That would be cool. However, there comes a staffing issue there with scare actors and such. But more, I have a whole idea. In my head, I had a whole
like 24/7, like
Ship of
walking.
Lost Souls kind of idea, which I'm like, as much as I love that thought, we are on two separate paths. But
Oh, I got an idea. Why don't they do, if like Universal partners up with like Carnival Norwegian, take your idea, but just basically make did you ever see the movie Ghost Ship?
of course, they've seen the movie Ghost Ship.
That's it. That's the ship. You're on.
It never got better after the opening scene, but I won't be doing it if it's one of those two, because I only heard horror stories about Carnival, and I've only been on a Norwegian cruise.
Okay.
I didn't care. I opened up my very first meal, and there was a tentacle sitting on top.
So, look, here's how you do it. If you're going to do this whole idea, an actual cruise is not going to work. There will not be the time to set it up.
No.
There will not be the interest to do more than one or two sailings, so they're not going to have a ship for a month.
Right.
Because it's going to be a premium experience.
I assumed you assumed it was going to be a one-time sailing.
I did, and
yeah,
there's definitely not the time to set up.
No.
And space. So if you're going to do this, you need a docked cruise ship, and you just need to replicate the experience. Sadly, is it Disney who has control of the best docked cruise ship for such of a thing?
What, the Queen Mary?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, they sold it. The Disney doesn't own the Queen Mary anymore. They got
Queen.
yeah.
I thought the Queen Mary did its own haunt.
They do.
Yeah.
They do have their own haunt.
Well, there. The best idea is already taken.
A hotel that's haunted.
And you know what? That's why we're the Diz Idiots.
So you don't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Until next time, stay spooky, my friends.